Hey everyone, we're back. We are ATX VGC. We're here tonight with our weekly Monday night friendlies featuring 4 battles that will be best of 3s performed here on the channel by some folks that signed up through our Discord, as well as 3 of us here on screen. So super excited. I'm going to go ahead and let everyone introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Nibs.
I'm Rollercoaster.
I'm Chase. I guess I'm Tiki VGC right now, but that is potentially being rebranded soon.
Yeah, for sure. And then I'm Gemma or Gems. So we are super excited that y'all are here. We are super excited about the 4 matches that we have tonight. We've got 4 matches. Our first matchup is going to be Tyson versus Sir Wilson, and our second matchup it's going to be myself versus Professor Ragna. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. We'll confirm that in Discord before y'all are announcing. In set number 3, we are gonna have Rollercoaster versus Amy, and then in set 4 we've got Nibs versus. Who's your 4th game? Against Rowan, that's right. First time battler Rowan. So we've got 2 first time battlers tonight, and we got 2 returning champions. So super excited to go ahead and get this rolling. With that, give us 1 second while we just go ahead and fix one. We're gonna go to BRB, get all of our mics and cameras set for first game, and then we'll be right back, we promise.
Hey guys, welcome back. That was a very exciting matchup there that we had between Charisma and Will. We're on to our second battle here between Gemma and, remind me, I'm sorry, who the other opponent is?
Professor Ragna.
Professor Ragna.
Ragna.
I think this is their first time playing in the Monday Night Friendly.
Yes.
Played last week.
So, special shout out to Professor Ragna. Thank you for following us. Thank you for joining up. And yeah, they should be pairing up any second now. Jim is the one that kind of runs all this stuff, so I assume that she's just kind of telling them that everything's good to go. Okay, yeah, it looks like the search has begun, or at least the link code entering has begun.
Cool. So while we're waiting for them, I might as well run us back through real quick from where we started. I mean, we all met. When I moved here back in October, there was kind of no Austin, Texas VGC scene at all, really, and kind of funny. We were all looking to create one kind of around the same time, and then February comes along, and we all kind of sort of met at Dallas Regionals, and then February, March, we did all the in-person events, had our first Austin, Texas PC, and then we went into quarantine, and then the 4 or 5 of us kind of decided that we wanted to keep things going every Monday and have our Monday night friendlies going on, so that way we still kind of feel like we are doing some Pokemon stuff here in Austin, Texas. So yeah, that's kind of where this all began and where it all started back in. I guess we really started streaming. I think it was in April sometime. Rollercoaster. Correct me if I'm wrong.
It was it in April? No, it wasn't in April. Wait.
Was it in May? I mean, it was.
Yeah, I think it may have been May. I'm not entirely sure. I just know that at some point, like, because we were just, like, meeting up on call, and, like,
yeah,
we were like, oh, okay, like, we still want to play each other, and then we were just like, oh, why don't we just, like, stream it and try to, like, figure out if there's some more people that want to join it, and there were, it turns out, so it's nice that we have, like, other people that we can play with and people that are watching and stuff like that. Currently, it looks like we're just going through a little bit of team adjustments here. So
very exciting. Again, guys, I want to say thank you one more time. I'll probably say it another 100 more times before the night's over. But tonight, August 17th, is where we get our 50 follower goal to reach affiliate. So thanks again. Very exciting stuff. Looks like they're still searching, or they're researching.
Yeah, they're researching now. So hopefully this. Oh yeah, no. Hopefully, whenever I can't wait until we're able to do in-person stuff again. We actually had like a little bit before the quarantine started. We had like our first PC,
which Chase actually beat Gemma in the finals of that.
Yes, and Chase, that was a lot of fun.
Chase was using his stamina Mudsdale.
Yeah, that's right. Oh my god, that was it wasn't stamina Mudsdale. It was own tempo self
Oh yeah,
swagger.
you're right. With the
Yeah,
grip
yeah.
style.
Yeah. See, he just jumped in to let us know that.
Sorry, Chase. Sorry.
Okay.
The Mudsdale was cool though. So it looks like
Look-
our players are ready here.
Teams are selected, and let's see what we're working with here, Nibs. We have from Gemma, Durant, Amoongus, Gyarados, Melodic, Chandelure, and Tyranitar. Ragna has Dragapult, Clefairy, Corviknight, Orcanine, Lapras, and Dubwool.
So
What are some of your initial thoughts here?
What is a Dubwool?
Is
my immediate
Dubwool a
thought.
real Pokemon? No. Can someone in the chat let us know if Dubwool is real?
Is that Pokemon hacked in? Is that a Digimon that we're seeing?
Ragna confirmed Digimon player. Okay, so joking aside, Dubwool actually has a couple of cool tricks that it can do. It gets access to agility, doubling its speed, Cotton Guard, raising its defense 3 stages, and baton passes, which, yeah, Razi has just said in the chat. So it can be a really cool support. It also is like a really good, just like bulky stall out body press, which Jim also has Milotic. So Milotic, Corviknight, this may be a game of very little damage and seeing who's able to stall out the other the best.
We're gonna see that Yawn Snarl match all over again.
Yes. Okay. So let's see how this goes here. Gemma has Durant on her team, and the only fire type pressure that appeared to be coming from Professor Ragna was the Arcanine, so presumably just gonna leave that Durant. Yep, Durant and Milotic, and Clefairy and Lapras. So, this isn't actually a great spot for Durant. It's not the worst spot either. Lapras isn't under a lot of pressure here. It could go for an Aurora Veil. It could try to just Geyser and get rid of that Durant as soon as possible. Maybe go for a Max Lightning in case it's worried about something like Coil Hypnosis from Milotic. A lot of solid options here. Clefairy, if I were to guess, probably just going to protect. Maybe it goes for a Follow Me. Steel Spike's definitely going to get the KO, so I don't know if you want to lose your Clefairy that quickly.
Yeah, so I'm not entirely sure about my Durant into Lapras calcs. What is that? What does a Steel Spike do to a Lapras?
Steel Spike to a Lapras with Friend Guard, I would guess does like 40% to a Dynamax Lapras. And so like I used to run a Lapras team, and the thing was I never found out how much it did just because they never attacked my Lapras with the Durant. They always just attacked the partners.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
So
you know me.
Oh, sorry, Nibs.
No, it's. I was gonna say, you know me. I've been using Lapras for quite a long time, but I don't think that I've really seen Durant do a whole lot to my Lapras.
Mm-hmm. All right, so we are going to see the Protect from Clefairy. Max Steel Spike probably going into that Clefairy too. Yep. Yeah, like I said, you want to keep your Friend Guard up there as long as you possibly can. Clefairy's going to survive, not even take half through it. Going to get the defense boost for both your Pokemon. Doesn't really matter for what's currently on the field. Blind Hypnosis is going to connect, which is always not a great experience. So, unfortunate. Hopefully that Lapras is able to wake up pretty soon, get something like a Max Geyser or a Max Lightning off, or set up the Aurora Veil. So we'll see what happens next. Let's see what Gemma decides to go for.
Pretty big turn one there from Gemma, putting a lot of pressure on.
Yeah, you get solid damage into Clefairy. You put the Lapras to sleep. Who knows how long it's going to sleep for. Clefairy goes for the double protect and gets it. That's nice. If Durant chose to target the Clefairy, it's not going to go down this turn. Did choose to go for the Lapras. like 45% there, maybe like 48, almost half.
That's pretty impressive with the friend guard.
Yeah. Durant's like crazy strong. Lapras probably wanted to take that from behind a Aurora Veil. Lapras stays asleep. Yeah, that's not great. Then, so Lapras can take another Steel Spike. Milotic is coiled up. It's at +2 defense. I don't know if the Professor has any of the physical attackers in the back, but yeah, that's an unfortunate start to this round. Hold up, I'm just going to try and read some of the chat real quick, if you don't mind commentating this turn.
That's kind of why I've been a little bit quiet over here, to be honest with you. I've been seeing what's going on. Looks like they're talking about the expansion a little bit. It's coming up.
Okay,
so we can see a Max Quake come in from the Durant into the Clefairy spot, actually knocking it down to about 1 or 2 HP, getting it pretty low into the red. Does get that Spadef boost, so that Gemma's side of the field is at +2 physically and +1 specially, and we do see the Coil come in from the Milotic, so it's getting those boosts as well, getting the accuracy, defense boost. Lapras is still asleep, and the gets small again.
Yeah, the Hypnosis hit into the 3-turn sleep it feels not great. But
it's bad, man.
Side, yeah, and that's just a rough position. And you want your Roar Veil up. You want to get damage into the Durant, and now this Milotic is like +2 defense and +4 defense actually. Jesus,
wow.
And has 2 accuracy boosts, so the Hypnosis are now just 100% accurate. And I mean, Durant's less of a threat now, but there is still like a whole entire team that you need to get through.
Yeah, so I think Gemma needs to be a little bit careful that Lapras might have Water Absorb on the off chance. Typically it is Shell Armor, but
it looks like we're about to find out.
Oh, looks like it's probably Shell Armor.
Mm-hmm. It does survive the Muddy Water, though, which is good. Wakes up. Obviously, this is a turn that has to wake up. Freeze Dry. Probably not going to do too much into the Milotic. Yeah, because of those special defense boosts and leftovers. And it looks like that this Lapras is not Life Orb or anything like that. It is Light Clay. Or my guess would be that it's Light Clay. I guess it could be Weakness Policy. Although it is currently not a boosting attack right now.
I'm thinking this Durant probably just wants to Iron Head either the Lapras or the Clefairy. Probably the Lapras, just because the Milotic can just go ahead and Muddy Water to clear off the Clefairy if it wants to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, you can just Iron Head Muddy Water. Seems like a solid move right now. Nothing wants to switch in on that. Nothing wants to switch in on a potential Hypnosis coming out. Yeah, Lapras going for Protect, solid move right there. Clefairy's just going to go for Follow Me. Hopefully it'll go down, bring in something that'll potentially handle these two a little bit better.
Nothing like a little Protect, Follow Me action there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Durant's still hitting all of his moves through the hustle, so that's nice. Milotic's going to recover a little bit more. Yeah, it's just a wall right now that it's going to be really, really hard to break. You're probably going to need something like a critical hit to do it. Yeah, Dubwool coming out. I don't know how fast Dubwool is, but maybe you could potentially get a few Cotton Guard. You could like kind of reverse wall it. If you get like a couple of Cotton Guards off and you can just body press the rest of the team, then you're in like a really solid position. But yeah. Iron Head coming out, going into the Lapras, going to finish it off. Let's see how these speed interactions work. Dubwool's probably going to go for a Cotton Guard if I were to guess. Oh, Thunder Wave. Okay, and it is faster than the Milotic, so now there's some para chances going in there. Hypnosis is going to connect. It's 2 coils accuracy booster, which means it's 100% now. The unfortunate thing about being faster this turn is that Dubwool now has to take a turn of sleep this next coming turn.
Yeah. So what do you think the 4th Pokemon is here? Do you have any idea? Looks like it's Arcanine.
Arcanine, yeah, which is not great. It's great for the Durant, but that Milotic really needs to be taken out of the picture before Arcanine came in, or an Aurora Veil needed to be up. So maybe if you're able to get good sleep turns, like if you yourself are able to get good sleep turns, like if Dubwool just gets the 1 turn sleep, it can Cotton Guard up, maybe get some body press offs. If you get some paras in there, you can probably do solid.
I think Gemma's move here is to just protect with the Durant and then Muddy Water, but it looks like she wants to switch out into the Chandelure, get that Flash Fire off.
Yeah, switch into Chandelure, take any kind of fire move. Yeah, Arcanine's just going to go for protect, I think, trying to give itself the best chance it can of having its partner wake up and assist it some. Milotic gets paralyzed, so that's nice. Usually, I don't know what kind of Arcanine this is, but usually Arcanine's main way of hitting Chandelure is going to be through Snarls, which will just boost the Milotic even more.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, Dubwool gets the 2 turn sleep. Heat Wave going to come out, give Chandelure a Flash Fire boost. Even if this crits the Milotic, it's not going to take much damage from it.
Yeah, so we see it do about 13 damage there, and we do see the Muddy Water come out. Probably taking out the Arcanine after the boost. Oh, and it lives on 1.
Yeah. Oh, dang. That's really cool.
That's crazy.
And
it's
just
buried,
enough
so
to
it's
trigger
not
a recovery
fresh.
berry.
Yeah.
That's actually super cool.
Hey, Becca, thanks for coming to the to our Monday Night Friendlies. I appreciate the support.
Yeah, and looks like Trick Room goes up, and I didn't see a real way to stop that. I think you need like as many paralysis turns on this Milotic as you can get. Getting Cotton Guards off with Dubwool, if it has, it's also potentially possible. Although the Dubwool could also be fluffy, which means that it takes less from attacking moves in general, but it takes more from fire type hits.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure what kind of offensive pressure the Dubwool puts forward. If this Arcanine goes down, which it looks like it's kind of sitting on its last leg, what is this Dubwool going to do against Gemma's remaining 3 Pokemon?
Yeah. Heat Wave going to come out, probably going to finish off the Dubwool. Did we get a new follow? I did not see or hear.
Oh yeah, Once Universe, thanks for the follow.
Oh yeah, thanks for following. Yeah, and now it's Arcanine against the world, and it's not going to be able to come back from this. Yeah, it's such a like difficult thing to play around with hypnosis, because like you have to predict your opponent to go for it, for it to connect, and for you to get the max turns of sleep that you could possibly get.
Yeah, well, you don't always expect the blind hypnosis to come out, or even like for the attempt to happen. So you expect to see Coil before you see the hypnosis, right? Well, turn 1 there, Gemma just goes straight for the hypnosis and pulls it off, puts the Lapras to sleep, and it gets 3 turns of sleep, which is the maximum amount of sleep that it could possibly have.
And the maximum Dynamax turns that you can have.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very difficult to play around. Like if it's something like a Moongus, you can play around it better because you can go for something like a Max Resonance into there. You have Safeguard on your Clefairy, so that's less of an issue. Or maybe the Lapras has Max Lightning, and you can just go for that and get some solid damage into the Durant.
Yeah.
But Milotic being faster than Lapras is normally makes things a lot more difficult.
So Once Universe is Shauna. Shauna, thanks for coming out. I appreciate your support as well.
Nice.
Could be anyone, she says.
Okay, so if I'm Gemma, I don't really see much of a reason to switch it up from like what you initially did. Milotic's really solid here. That's the thing. Like, I don't know if you're Ragna, like what you attempt to do differently, because I think the game plan was solid. Like protect. I mean, the unfortunate thing is we never really got to see what Lapras was going for.
Right. Well, the question I think is, how do you take out the Milotic without boosting it or allowing it to put your neighbor to sleep?
Yeah, like there's no real fast electric or grass types. immediately present. So like Milotic's kind of just free to just like kind of go for whatever it wants to. Like it's not, that's the scary thing about like these like kind of inaccurate moves. When you're not pressuring them, you can kind of like do whatever. Okay, so we got Amoonguss and Durant this time. Durant potentially just going to go for a Steel Spike. It does neutral damage into the Lapras. Corviknight could be Lumbaried. It could go for a Bulk Up. It could go for a Max Airstream. Lapras could go for a Freeze Drive, Protect. Clefairy could switch in for either one of these spots. A lot of different options are on the board.
Yeah, I think Gemma still wants to put that Lapras to sleep. I think Spore into the Lapras might be ideal. I definitely think the Lumberry pressure there of the Corviknight is big. I feel like if anybody on this team is going to have Lumberry, it's probably the Corviknight.
Yeah, Corviknight loves Lumberry. It's a Pokemon that you try to slow down a lot, and the best way to slow it down is with status, because it only has 2 moves to hit for super effective damage, being Electric and Fire. And it can boost its defenses really well, and it's very bulky just naturally. So the status is usually the best way to slow it down, and so people opt to run Lumberry on it.
Yeah, so what do you think Gemma's way around the Corviknight is?
If she has Chandelure in the back, that's a great way to take care of it. If that's not the case, potentially, so like Milotic actually can be a Corviknight counter, because Milotic's moves both in Tailwind. That's awesome. Okay, really cool tech from the Corviknight. And Spore going into the Lapras. Amoonguss doesn't seem to be getting anything off this turn.
Yeah, so great turn 1 there from Ragna, getting that Protect off and only taking a little bit of damage from that Steel Spike where it could have been a lot of damage.
Yeah. So now, if Lapras has Max Lightning, this would be the turn to go for it. I'm sure that Professor Ragna knows this team better than I do. I'm not 100% sure that a Max Resonance and a Brave Bird KO the Amoonguss, especially when the Amoonguss already has a defense boost.
Right.
So Amoonguss still is free to go for another Spore into Lapras. Even if Lapras Max Lightnings, like, that's not like the biggest loss. Like, you don't lose your Amoonguss in the process of them going for a Max Lightning. You just kind of like waste the turn, but like you still have Amoonguss on the field. Looks like Resonance is going to be the move to come out. Going into the Amoonguss, going to do like a decent amount.
Wow.
Dang.
Yeah, it's living on 9 HP right now.
Okay, so I was super wrong.
That's very impressive.
Brave Bird and Resonance should be able to get this. Yeah, Brave Bird's going to proc the Koba Berry. It is +1 defense, but with 9 HP, that's not going to be able to survive. I love the Brave Bird animation.
Yeah, it's awesome, especially coming from a Corviknight. I think Corviknight is a very cool Pokemon.
Corviknight's a great Pokemon. It just has like some really solid checks that tend to... that Steel Spike still does a lot of damage.
Like the fact that Sun is running rampant in VGC.
Yeah, Corviknight hates Sun. It hates any type of strong fire type. It is still a very, very solid Pokemon. It has a lot of different usage.
All right,
Milotic's gonna come back in.
Drifter come out.
You have your Veil up. Honestly, like, it might be in your best entrance just to max guard. And if Corviknight has a bulk up, go for a bulk up. Durant doesn't have really any way of hitting Corviknight for super effective damage unless it's carrying Thunder or Fire Fang, which is kind of uncommon. But I would take the opportunity. Yeah, max guard. That's a great call. Stall out that last turn of Dynamax. Taunt on the Corviknight.
Yeah, that's
okay.
huge.
That is good stuff right there. Steel Spike going into Lapras, not going to do a lot. So this is a support Corviknight. That's a really great moveset. So presumably it has Taunt, Tailwind. I would personally guess Iron Head and Brave Bird. So Milotic has no defensive boost, which is really, really good. It's going to be a lot more manageable. And Durant is now out of Dynamax. Lapras is still really low. So it's just going to be a question of like, ooh, it might have Roost instead of Iron Head. So it's just going to be a question of what the professor has in the back. I don't know if you bring the Arcanine again. I think that Lapras is perfectly capable of handling the Durant on its own because of Durant's super low special defense. And I don't know if it needs the fire type coverage. And with double water, okay, so Corviknight's going to switch out, and for Dubwool, potentially going to try to set up and wall this Milotic back, and there is the Max Lightning.
Wow.
Nice.
So we finally see it, and it does about 55 to 60%.
Solid damage.
Yeah, after seeing the Max Guard come out, I was kind of wondering if we were going to see the Max Lightning at all. When we do see a dodge there.
Yeah, solid dodge. Hustle coming into effect. All right, now, so Sleep is just completely off the table for the next 4 turns, for everything that isn't the Corviknight. But now, so some of the main questions are, this is the last turn of Tailwind, so Durant is now the fastest Pokemon on the field again. Can Durant connect an Iron Head? What was the Max Lightning based off of? And what other moves does this Dubwool have? Also, how fast is Dubwool? So many Dubwool related questions. The Lapras does have Freeze Dry, so it does have a way to hit the waters for super effective damage, other than the electric type move. So maybe in the best interest to like preserve and switch out the Lapras, and then just start going for setup stuff on your Dubwool. So it looks like Milotic's gonna switch out. If there was just a Freeze Dry into that slot, that could be pretty disastrous. Intimidate, looks like neither of these are physical attackers. Well, Dubwool might be, although usually tends to use Body Press. Yeah, switching out Lapras for the Corviknight, solid play. Durant's either going for nothing that Durant could go into there is going to do big damage. That actually did way more than I thought it would.
That makes the most sense considering the switch in there from into the Gyarados to just Iron Head into the Corviknight.
Yeah, and then there's the Cotton Guard on Dubwool, and it's leftovers Dubwool. Okay, so now this Dubwool has +3 defense, is behind screens. It's the 2 physical attackers that Gemma have on the field, neither of them being a fire type, are going to be able to handle it very well. And then there's also whatever the 4th move on Corviknight is.
Yeah, so Will in the chat is saying that Dubwool is base 88 speed, so thanks for that information, Will.
Ooh. Yeah, that does absolutely nothing to the Dubwool. Gyarados goes for a taunt onto Corviknight. Corviknight might be going for another Tailwind. Dubwool flinches.
Yeah, it was.
Tailwind. Still not the worst turn. Like I said, Dubwool's got a lot of bulk right now. It could be potentially going for things like Body Press, which will do like huge damage. And neither Professor Ragna's Pokemon are like super threatened right now. So, yeah, it's gonna kind of come down to a lot of like different rolls on things. Does anything get crit? Does anything get flinch? These are both kind of like, with the exception of the Durant, these are both kind of like more stally based teams, it looks like.
Yeah.
Gyarados goes for another taunt into the Dubwool this time. Corviknight's going to go for a Brave Bird. I'm not entirely sure how much this is going to do to the Gyarados. Should do like a decent chunk.
Yeah, that does more than I expected. That does about 60%.
Yeah. Brave Bird's a really, really strong move, and Corviknight's a pretty strong Pokemon. Dubwool speed ties Excadrill. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
So if I were the professor, I would just Brave Bird and Body Press into that Gyarados. I'm just assuming that if it has Cotton Guard, it has Body Press.
Yeah, I think that's a safe assumption. Again, I don't know a crazy amount about Dubwool. This is my first time seeing it, at least on stream. I've heard it be talked about before, but not so much actually physically seeing it live and in action.
Corviknight's going to switch out for the Lapras. Can it survive an Iron Head at this HP range? It looks like no, the Lapras is going to go down. I don't think that's the worst thing to happen. I mean, obviously, hitting Milotic and Gyarados is way easier with Freeze Dry. Taunt's going to come out onto the Dubwool, and yeah, just a Body Press. This is presumably... Oh, it's going into Durant, actually.
Yeah.
And did that pick up the KO? No, it didn't.
No, it did not.
But it does solid damage, and that's the thing. Like Durant isn't very threatening outside of Dynamax. It does way less damage. They don't always even connect the moves. So yeah, and I don't know if you've been counting the screen turns, but I believe this has been confirmed as likely. Oh my god, I totally forgot that there was a whole other Pokemon in the back.
Yeah, it's now down to 3v3 after I don't know how many turns.
Dang, I did not realize that there was a whole other Pokemon in the back. Okay, this match could end up lasting a lot longer than I initially realized. With Friend Guard and Screens and Cotton Guard, I think Jim is going to need a crit to take out the Dubwool.
The good news
Gyarados
is that
going
both
for
players
protect.
here do have Taunt on their side, so that does make things a little bit quicker as they can't go for moves that are not attacking.
Iron Head, oh, that's a crit.
That was a big crit.
Yeah, very, very valuable crit. That still doesn't do that much damage, though, on the plus side. Like, it didn't even do half, so, like, it looks like in order to KO... Well, I mean, Durant's down, regardless, but in order to have KO'd the Dubwool, Jim would have needed, like, 3 crits in a row.
Oh, so the
Aurora
Veil
Veil's
does wear off.
which means that the moves are going to be doing a lot more damage. We saw that last game that this Dubwool is faster than Milotic. I assume... Honestly, I would just Helping Hand Body Press into the Milotic. Milotic doesn't always carry Protect, so it seems like a pretty safe bet. Dubwool is taunted, correct?
I think this might be the last turn of Taunt.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Clefairy's going to switch out. Corviknight's going to come in. Presumably this is going to be a Body Press into the Milotic. Waterfall is coming out into the Dubwool, doing no types of damage. Here comes Body Press into the Milotic. A +3 defense is going to do a lot. And Milotic lives enough to get off a recover. But now, I actually don't know the speed interaction between Milotic and Corviknight. I don't know if we ever saw that. It was under Tailwind both times. But this seems like a pretty easy Protect and Brave Bird into... Actually, you might even want to, like, call it... Like, you might want to go for a move that covers for, excuse me, Gyarados protecting. So maybe even just
have
like...
Have we seen a fourth move from Corviknight yet?
We have not seen the fourth move, no. It could have Roost, it could have Bulk Up, it could have just Iron Head. If it has Iron Head, it has no reason to click it right now. But, I mean, you could even just Tailwind and Cotton Guard this turn, and I don't even think that's the worst. Because, like, then you're at +6 defense, you're, like, Body Presses are doing way more damage, you're already faster than this Milotic. Cotton Guard, yep. Nice, nice. I wonder if they went for both Tailwind and Cotton Guard, or if they went for like Brave Bird and Cotton Guard. Milotic's going for another recover. It's plus, it doesn't have any types of defensive boot. Let's see what this Corviknight went for. Yeah, that was a smart move. Like Gyarados can only taunt one thing at a time. So now you can just you can switch back out into your Clefairy, you can Body Press the Milotic, you can Brave Bird the Gyarados. I don't know how much Corviknight takes from Muddy Water and Waterfall.
I think you just double down that Corviknight and try to get that thing out of here.
Yeah. Waterfall coming down to the Dubwool, it protects. Milotic goes for a Coil, starting to get its own defense boost. Corviknight is going to Brave Bird. This should be enough to take out the Gyarados.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, and now it's going to be Dubwool versus Milotic. And I honestly don't know how this is going to go. Like, so right now Milotic is +1 defense. I assume that the Corviknight's going to switch out this turn to get rid of the taunt. Do you just go for... Yeah. So Corviknight switches out. Clefairy comes in. You're probably going to go for like Thunder Wave or Body Press. Yeah, Body Press. This is +6 now. My search bar is just like slightly hiding that. Okay, so there's the Hypnosis.
Yeah, so that that body press did about 45%. I don't think it's quite enough to stall out the recover from the Milotic. The good thing for Professor Ragna here is that they do still have 3 Pokemon versus just the singular Milotic.
Yeah, they also have more your time, so I think that like playing to timer is a very solid win condition right now.
Yeah.
I don't know how much Muddy Water's doing to Corviknight or this Dubwool. I don't know how much special defense investment they have. Yeah, Protect, that's a solid move. You don't want your Clefairy falling asleep. Yeah, I don't know how long this match is going, so I don't know how long away the timer mark is, but if...
it's got to be pretty close.
Yeah, if the KOs can just be denied, which with Friend Guard, I really think that they can.
Yeah.
And constantly putting pressure on with body press and like taunting so that you're not falling asleep. I think Jimma really probably needs to start going for Muddy Waters because like Milotic needs to start picking up KOs right now. Clefairy just going for the double protect. I don't disagree with it honestly. Like the longer you stall, like the more likely you are to win from timer.
Yeah, I don't think she can take the Clefairy out right. Yeah, that does almost chip damage, just a little bit more than chip damage.
That was a crit on the Clefairy too.
Yeah, that was what 25% at the most.
Drop, though. Well, so like the accuracy drop, I don't think matters too much if you're playing for timer.
Yeah, I mean it's probably just gonna click protect or follow me or something like that anyway.
Yeah.
Where it's not gonna do anything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I think you can just protect, and I don't know if Dubwool has like any recovery moves. Clefairy, yeah, just going for a protect again, solid. This is going to be the thrilling endgame, and another 3-turn sleep. Muddy Water, yeah, it's 100% accurate now. Yeah, I don't know. Like it really depends on when that 3-minute mark shows up.
Well, I will like to note something that Amy is talking about in the chat, which I think is really funny. She's saying how there's so much timer being played lately, timer stall being played lately, because people have nowhere to be. So they might as well take as long as possible.
Right. Clefairy gets the double protect, stays on the field as long as you can. I say go for it. Dubwool wakes up. Thunderwave connects, which is really good. Now you're like introducing a whole other like mix in there. Getting the paralysis rolls are like really solid. I don't know what this Dubwool's fourth. Oh no, it's protect, Thunderwave, body press, and cotton guard.
Yeah.
So yeah. The thing is like, you can't let the Dubwool recover because it can like attack, protect, but you also can't afford to like go for sleep rolls when the timer condition is like potentially out. Okay, yeah, so the battle's canceled. It could have gone either way, to be honest. Like it's just who. It depends on just like how the timer stall worked and how the Muddy Waters ended up going with. So I hope that Woke Flossie was right and no one has anywhere to be, because we're potentially strapping in for another long one.
Oh man, I think if Gemma didn't click forfeit there or cancel battle, that may have been our very first battle that has ever gone to timer on stream.
Yeah, that has officially like been decided by the timer.
Yeah.
So, what do you think for this next game?
I think I would like to see the leads from the first game instead of the leads from the second game. This is very, very stally. It's very, yeah. I don't know. What do you think? What do you think would make a big difference here? How does that Dubwool go down quickly?
Honestly, the Chandelier is the best answer.
Yeah.
Like it's a special attacker. I believe I would not be surprised to find out that Dubwool is fluffy, which means the fire type does more damage. It does fire damage to Corviknight. Like it's a solid Mullen altogether. If you can just preserve a Chandelier in the back and not let like Lapras take it down or like get the rain set up, then you should be like pretty fine.
Yeah.
As for Ragna, I see. So here's the thing: do you expect them to bring the Chandelure back this time? And are you capable of like getting through everything fast enough to where it's going like your fire weak types are going to be okay?
Right. Yeah, I would like to say I'm super impressed with the Corviknight.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that it put in a lot of work last game, and it's very impressive. I've enjoyed watching that Corviknight so far.
Yeah. So Corviknight Lapras lead again. I see no reason not to go for the exact same thing that you did game one of just protecting Lapras and tailwinding with Corviknight. It seems like a really solid play. You could, like, depending on how much you value your max moves, you can even just like max guard and tailwind, because like I think the main things that this Lapras needs to get off are like the resonance, obviously, and potentially a max lightning. Anything else is just whatever. And like and if the Chandelure is in the back this time, you want that, because I think that that's the Lapras is like the main answer to it.
Yeah, so I definitely would agree that a turn 1 max guard coming from the Lapras actually is not a terrible idea, considering we've seen Gemma get that blind hypnosis off.
Mm-hmm. Is this going to be Tailwind or is it going to be Taunt? This actually, so this works out perfectly for Professor. Like, Lapras takes no damage. It can, honestly, I think a Max Geyser just kills that Durant. Like, you just taunt the Milotic, go for a Max Geyser, or even just a Resonance into the Durant for, like, big damage. Like Durant's not the most threatening thing on the team, but still, getting rid of it is, like, really, really nice.
I think that turn 1 Tailwind was definitely the best play that Professor Ragna could have had there, considering it's now going to outspeed the Milotic. It may have sped it before. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, it did not. The Milotic moved first.
Yeah, so now it outspeeds the Milotic. It can provide that taunt pressure, or just give that pressure and now get that double in for free.
Yeah. Oh, dang, yeah. Potentially just, like, reading into that switch out. Intimidate doesn't really matter at all in this, and if potentially that Gyarados might have just switched into a Max Lightning. But I think this Lapras has, like, a lot of really solid options it can go for. A Resonance or a Geyser into the Durant is going to do solid damage. Actually, I don't know why I'm suggesting Geyser. Just go for the Resonance.
Well, I think the Geyser potentially has a chance to take out the Durant, I believe, or it's pretty close.
Max Lightning into...
Oh, goodness.
That Gyarados is just gone.
Wow.
Yeah, so now the taunt pressure is gone. Electric Terrain's up, so it's going to do even more damage to the Milotic. Durant didn't have Dynamax, so you're not going to take much damage from whatever attack it's going through, if it even hits. X-Scissor. That actually does
so much
solid.
damage, yeah.
Man, you just Resonanced into the Durant. That would have been amazing.
Yeah.
So, do you think that Gemma's either trying to stall out the Dynamax or just choosing not to Dynamax the Durant this game?
I think she's kind of just playing passively to see what her opponent is gonna do and kind of just play around that. I guess now she has the terrain that she has to work with. She can't put anything to sleep. It's gonna be tough for her to get back from this. But seeing the damage output from the Durant there, I guess that's also hustle damage as well, right?
Yeah, that's hustle damage. So, Resonance and Cotton Guard seems like an amazing move right now. Like, I don't really see where that goes wrong. Like, Milotic can coil and Hypnosis if it wants to, but like the next turn you could just Lightning and Body Press it.
Yeah.
And we don't know what the two back Pokemon... Oh, well, we know the Corviknight's back there and potentially the Clefairies as well. But I think... Well, so, like, we know what's in the back. so we know the potential danger is happening. Yeah, Cotton Guard seems super free right now. This Dubwool actually cannot hit a Chandelure that's potentially in the back, so like I think Lapras really needs to stay alive. Resonance of the Milotic, that's interesting. Probably just going for damage into it so they can like
just get that boost, the RR Veil up.
Yeah, maybe like, predicting a Protect from the Durant or something like that. Quake, Milotic's gonna get a special defense boost. This probably, yeah, that's pretty
good damage. Yeah.
Yeah.
For non-stab, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. And Durant's gonna get the special defense boost. I would honestly go for a Geyser in this situation, seeing as how like two of the Pokemon you have are weak to fire type moves. It's great to increase your bulk against those. And then you could potentially, like, Lapras is pretty low. Like, I don't think you want to take another hit on it, is the issue.
Right.
I just saw how much damage Resonance did. It did, like, absolutely nothing. But, I don't know, it's going to be an interesting endgame, regardless. So, Durant goes for Max Guard. Dubwool goes for a second Cotton Guard, so now it's at +6, so this Durant's never going to break it. Max Lightning into the Milotic. I don't know how much that's going to do.
Wow, looks like about 50%.
Yeah, so I'd say that's definitely... Okay, yeah, just to recover from the Milotic. Just going to bring it back up.
It's right back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so maybe just under 50%, because it looks like it's a little bit higher than it was before, especially after the leftovers.
Yeah. Tailwind's gone, so Durant's back to being the fastest thing on the field. I would switch in Corviknight here. Switching Corviknight Body Press seems like a really solid move. Like Milotic still can't hypnosis. Mm-hmm. Nothing that you do will cause Corviknight to get KO'd. And it can still taunt the next turn. Lapras is going to protect. With the Aurora Veil, it probably survives.
Yeah, I don't see it going down.
Steel Spike. Yeah, it survives. It's really low though. But like that Lapras is potentially going to be really important later on in the game. Durant loses HP. Dubwool goes for Thunder Wave, misses. That's a bummer. I don't know how many turns of Electric Terrain are left. I think it's either this is the last turn or the next turn is the last turn, which means that Milotic can start going for Hypnosises. Let's see if the Electric Terrain's still in the field, so Milotic can go for Hypnosis next turn. Iron Head's probably going to be enough to KO that Lapras. The good news is that you can, because Gyarados is gone, you can switch in and just... Ooh, okay. Lapras is just going to go down. I don't know what... If it's a Clefairy in the back, Thunder Wave onto the Milotic. Okay. Nice to get the paralysis off on it. Milotic's going to coil again. I'm very interested to see where this is going to go. Oh, I'm alone now. Nib seems to have left. It's just me. I hope you enjoy the sound of my voice as I solo commentate this. Okay, so Corviknight's going to come in. To me, this seems like a pretty easy taunt into Milotic. Taunt Body Press Milotic seems super safe. Corviknight's not really under any pressure. And Durant isn't really doing anything right now because you're like +6 defense. So yeah, there's the Iron Head, potentially going for a flinch. And Body Press is going to come out from Dubwool onto Milotic. Going to do a decent chunk to it. Taunt is going to come out to the Milotic. Are these two speed tying? I feel like it went first the other time. Milotic's taunted, so it can't recover. It can't... oh, you're paralyzed, that's right. That's why the Thunder Wave is so important. Okay, I got it now. I don't know if this Corviknight has Roost. You could just switch in... actually, switching in Clefairy seems kind of dangerous. So yeah, you can just body press. +3 defenses makes it kind of hard, even if you're +6. Recover can't happen. Hypnosis can't happen. Durant's going to go for an Iron Head. It's going to miss. Body press is going to come out. This time into the Durant. Should do a decent amount. I apologize. Okay. Paraflinches. Nice. Yeah. Milotic's not going to get anything off that turn. But the only thing they could have gone for is a Muddy Water. Potentially, you might want to go for a Tailwind. You don't know exactly what's in the back. It could be something that like very, very threatening. Probably just going to keep going for like Iron Heads, Muddy Waters, try to get your own flinches. Durant going to go for another Iron Head into Dubwool. This one's going to connect. Not going to do any form of damage. Durant's going to lose HP. Oh, it's going to go down to its own. I would really like to see a Tailwind from the Professor this turn. Body press, chipping away at that Melodic. Oh, that gets a crit, actually. Does that kill? Yeah. Ooh, yeah, that's rough. Tailwind, very, very, very good. So now the question is, how many turns of Aurora Veil are left? Okay, so Gemma does have the Chandelure in the back, which can hit both of these for super effective damage, or for essentially super effective damage, with a Heat Wave, but it does need to hit. Dubwool cannot touch this Chandelure. It just can't. Like, it's not possible. I don't know if there's an attack on the Clefairy. We saw Protect. We saw Follow Me. That's kind of it. It might have After You or something like that. I believe that Aurora Veil is still up. Dubwool's going to Protect. Try to keep that spread damage as long as possible. Corviknight's going to Brave Bird. How much is that going to do? Ooh, wow. Heat Wave's going to come out. And it's a 3-hit KO. Oh, Akaberry! Very good. Very, very good. That still does a lot, though. Okay. So the Aurora Veil's gone. I imagine that you're probably just going to go down to another. Like, I think it really comes down to how much, if that was a roll on the Brave Bird, and if that Clefairy is the other thing in the back. Okay, Thunder Wave, try to introduce some paralysis into this. Chandelure is maybe paralyzed. Brave Bird's going to come out. Is that enough to pick up the KO? Yeah, it is. It would look like it was a roll. Oh, man. That was really intense. Like that, the stall long games are really hard to play. It can be very mentally taxing. So just like a huge shout out to both these guys. These are tough matches to like play through, and it's hard to stay strong. And like any form of hacks happening to either one of you is just really, really devastating. So like, but this was a great showcasing from like both of these teams. Like the coils with the Milotic, like trying to outwall it, bringing the Chandelure third game was a great adjustment. It just seemed like the Professor seemed to have the right moves and like targeting on the labyrinth. Those are really, really, really great games.
Yeah, they were very fun to watch. Hey, I'm back, by the way.
Okay, cool. Thanks for returning.
Yeah, they were fun to watch. That second one was very long. I did actually continue to watch. I have my phone up here with the stream rolling, so I did watch you commentate by yourself. It was very great. You did a great job, by the way. But yeah, that second game was just kind of dragging out a bit, and the other two games that surrounded it were pretty well played. As you could see in the third game, where the reads were kind of made more strongly, I guess kind of sort of specifically more towards Professor Ragna's advantage, where they are freely going for that max lightning with that Lapras into that Milotic slot, where worst case scenario, the Milotic stays in and takes a ton of damage, isn't able to get a sleep off, isn't able to put anything asleep. Best case scenario, as we saw, the Gyarados switches in and is one hit KO'd, and now Gemma is playing on her back foot. So that's the cool part of
Professor's in the chat right now. What's the fourth move on the Clefairy? Do you have an attack on it? It may take a second for him to hear because there's still Icy Wind. Oh, okay. Ooh, so that last game was actually super, super close. Like, it's really good that Brave Bird was able to get for like Professor Ragna. It was really great that Brave Bird got the 2-hit KO. I don't know if that's a calc that they're like super familiar with, but it definitely looked like it was a roll. And it just like really, really intense games. It may have just been in the range of an icy win, but like, man, like GG's to like both players. That was like great stuff.
Hey, you like that video? We think you should check this out, and YouTube thinks you should check this one out. And be sure to subscribe for more content.